Hi, welcome friends. Today we're going to watch an exciting fantasy snake movie called Human Snake War. The story begins in a mysterious factory. The company's owner, Min, is angry with her manager. Their snake farming project has failed, so she tells him to destroy the poisonous snakes they were secretly raising, which is illegal. Min gives the manager one day to fix the problem, or he'll be fired. Manager instructs the workers to pour poison into the snake chamber to kill the snakes. But they don't realize that the poison is actually making the snake stronger. The snakes begin to multiply and mutate, and soon, a giant monster snake emerges from the group of snakes inside the chamber. Meanwhile, the manager returns to his office, where he's about to spend time with a woman. He doesn't notice the entire building shaking as the snakes go out of control. Suddenly, a huge monster snake comes out, throwing people around. The workers panic and run for their lives, but the snake chases them, attacking and devouring everyone in sight. As the place became chaos, the manager is still dancing with the woman. He doesn't notice all his workers are being killed. Eventually, the giant snake heads toward the office. The man is shocked when he sees it, but the woman with him doesn't know a huge snake was behind her. The monstrous snake crashes into the room and devours the woman in one bite. After that, instead of eating the manager, it just stares at him with its furious eyes. Outside, the last few workers try to escape through the exit gates, but it's too late. The giant snake appears behind them, and it starts its hunt. It devours the rest of the people and finally breaks out of the building with an almighty roar. Meanwhile, at a nearby hotel, a man named Tang is on vacation with his family at a beautiful resort. What they don't know is that the poisonous snakes have already arrived. This hotel is also owned by Min, who's too busy enjoying a romantic time with her boyfriend. Min receives an urgent call from her factory. It's her manager. He's still alive and fiercely warns her that the giant snakes have escaped. But before he can say much more, a serpent finds him and swallows him whole. Min realizes things are getting serious, but instead of warning the guests, she tells her boyfriend that this message should not reach them. At the hotel, while Tang and his wife are conversing, Tang sees a venomous snake right in front of his daughter. He carefully grabs the bedsheet, throws the snake away, and saves his daughter just in time. They quickly leave their room and head to the lobby to report the danger. Meanwhile, in another room, a girl is talking with her boyfriend in the bathtub when a snake appears and kills her. As Tang is asking how the snake got into their room, suddenly all the phones begin ringing at once. Suddenly, Tang notices a cloud heading toward the hotel. Everyone outside is shocked by the sudden change in the air. Suddenly, snakes fly out of that cloud and bite people, creating total chaos. The snakes also attack those in the swimming pool. The crowd rushes back into the hotel and quickly closes the door. But just as they seize the entrance, a woman covered in blood appears outside, asking for help. The hotel manager tries to open the door, but before he opens, that massive snake grabs the woman and pulls her away. By seeing this, everyone was terrified. And the huge snake smashes through the door using its tail, shattering the glass, and in this people fell to the ground, and the group of serpents rushes inside, attacking and biting people. The people try to fight back, but the snakes are too strong. In the chaos, Tang gets separated from his family. Amidst the panic, Tang's wife quickly grabs her daughter and runs away. Soon, even bigger snakes enter the hotel, hunting humans like prey. Meanwhile, unaware of what's happening outside in the restaurant, people are still eating snake meat. Suddenly, two giant snakes crash into the room, showing off their weird face, and started its hunt by devouring whoever it sees. The remaining survivors rush upstairs, trying to escape. But Tang is accidentally knocked down and loses consciousness for a moment. The building is soon covered by a huge cloud. When he wakes up, he sees a black snake in front of him. It was about to bite him. Immediately, Tang grabs an umbrella, smashes the snake against the wall, traps it, and strikes it repeatedly before throwing it out of the building. Meanwhile, Tang hears some kid voice and rushes upstairs to find his family. But he sees a young girl crying for her mother to wake up. Suddenly, the woman grabs Tang's leg, begging him to help her daughter. It turns out that everyone has gathered in the penthouse. The survivors stop the door with the objects in the room, but they're shocked when they hear someone knocking from the outside. The security guard is about to open the door, but Min threatens to fire him if he does. The guard refuses to back down, though, and throws off his uniform, opening the door to let the survivors in. Tang rushes inside to find his wife and daughter, but he doesn't see them. He decides to search in the hotel rooms, but everyone warns him not to go outside because there are huge snakes roaming. But he has no choice. He must leave the room to save his family. When he enters the lift, he sees a man dead on the floor. From the man's body, a snake emerges and starts to attack Tang. Tang somehow manages to kill the snake and continues searching every room, but he still can't find his family. Meanwhile, his wife and daughter are hiding in a closet. A giant snake senses their body heat and is searching for its prey. Tang's wife and daughter huddle in the closet, trying to stay quiet as the snake crawls around the room. The creature gets closer and closer, and when the wife peeks out, she's horrified to see the massive serpent right outside the closet. The snake lets out an angry roar. Meanwhile, Tang enters the control room and finally finds the room where his family is through the CCTV cameras. The woman rushes out to draw the creature away from her daughter. However, just as the wife is about to distract the snake, her daughter comes out too. This causes the creature to immediately attack her. But just in time, Tang rushes in and pushes the snake away, sending it flying through the window. The snake falls from the building and is killed. Tang turns back to his family and embraces his wife and daughter. Before they can leave, more survivors begin to emerge from hiding. Tang's daughter tells him to help them. With no other choice, Tang agrees, and they all try to sneak out together. But just as they reach the exit, they see a massive snake charging toward them. The survivors run back into the same room they came from as the snake chases after them. Tang comes up with a plan. He leads everyone to climb out of the window and head toward the construction elevator, walking along the building's edge. But soon, the giant serpent enters into the room and roaring through the window. Seeing this, a girl panics and falls from the building. Tang, however, manages to get the rest of them onto the elevator, saving the group from death. As they try to escape, the elevator starts to malfunction due to the heavy weight. Then, they see an even bigger snake climbing up the building, and they realize they can't stay there for long. They begin to tap the windows, hoping for help. Fortunately, they're just below the penthouse, where the other survivors are. The people inside see them and quickly help the group, pulling them inside one by one and saving their lives. Just as the large snake hits the elevator, Tang and his wife almost fall, but the security guard grabs their hands and saves them. Just as they breathe a sigh of relief, the building starts shaking violently as the giant snake wraps around the building. The building shakes again and the power cuts off. To make matters worse, Tang realizes many of the survivors have been bitten by the snakes, and Tang's wife is also bitten by a snake. They were searching for medicine in that room. They find a document revealing that Min is responsible for the entire disaster. Upon learning this, Tang becomes furious and grabs her neck, but she claims she has the antidote for the poison. Tang reluctantly realizes that he needs Min's help to save his wife and the others. Min agrees to show them where the medicine is, but only if her boyfriend comes along too. With no other choice, Tang agrees to the dangerous mission and gathers volunteers to help. Meanwhile, Min secretly tells her boyfriend to kill the others when he gets the chance. The group heads outside and escapes from the small snakes on their way. Eventually, they reach the generators. They manage to find a power switch and turn on all the lights in the hotel, but this makes the giant snake furious. The building shakes again, and the survivors quickly realize they're directly under a group of snakes on the ceiling. The snakes start falling from the ceiling. The group runs for their lives, but they manage to escape unharmed. The team finally reaches the secret room where the vaccines are stored. They take the medicine to save their friends, but just as they're about to leave, the security officer sees something terrifying. A giant snake has appeared right behind the hotel manager. The manager turns around in fear, but before he can react, the snake screams and charges directly for his head. The snake turns its attention to survivors. They throw a bucket at it and immediately run into the kitchen. Before they can figure out their next move, Min's boyfriend locks them in the kitchen, leaving them to die. He runs toward the stairs to get back to the office, but is soon paralyzed by fear and falls. As he stumbles down, he sees the countless bodies of people who died due to their illegal experiments. Guilt fills him for what they had done. Meanwhile, the giant snake enters the kitchen, and the survivors desperately hide, try to stay quiet. The snake begins eating the leftover food in the room and fortunately crawls out of the room, leaving them alive for the moment. The group takes this opportunity to regroup and figure out how to open the kitchen doors. But just as they start to make plans, the snake roars and approaches them to attack. Tang stops it with a metal pole, but the monster throws him away and notices the remaining survivors. It attacks them. The doctor hides in a freezer box, and one woman and the chef tries to fight back, chopping with his cooking knife, but the serpent throws him away. The snake attacks again, but this time it's trapped by the kitchen doors, giving them a brief chance to strike at it. They hit the snake repeatedly, but it's useless. The snake breaks free and comes in front of Tang. The security guard manages to hold off the giant snake with a metal pole, while the chef tries to slice the creature. Unfortunately, he's poisoned by the snake's venom. Just as the group are about to be killed, Min's boyfriend comes back just in time. He shouts for everyone to run, and they quickly make their way toward the exit. But the chef notices the snake is still coming after them. The chef sends the others out and locks the doors, sacrificing himself to hold off the snake and give the others a chance to escape. The group makes it back to the office, and Tang yells at Min, accusing her of by sending Min's boyfriend to kill them. Meanwhile, the doctor administers the medicine to the survivors, curing the poison. Everyone is saved for now. Suddenly, a helicopter is heard outside. The group sees it and is filled with hope, thinking they're about to escape. But as the helicopter approaches, they notice something's wrong. The helicopter ignores their calls for help and turned around. They quickly realizes that Min is missing, along with her boyfriend. It turns out Min had called the helicopter to escape. On their way, she suddenly pushes her boyfriend off the building for failing to kill the others. He screams in rage before falling to his death. Meanwhile, the giant snake spots them in the building and attacks. The group immediately rushes to the rooftop. The security officer sees a gun and takes it. As Min was about to escape in the helicopter, she doesn't realize that a white snake had come out of her bag. The snake kills the pilot, who falls to his death. Min jumps out, but the white snake keeps chasing her. She rushes to the roof's edge and begs the snake not to bite, but the snake makes her to fall from the building and sends her to her death. Meanwhile, Tang and the survivors make it to the rooftop, and the giant snake also climbs up. It spots the survivors and roars in fury, stunning the group with fear. Other snakes begin crawling up to the terrace, drawn by the giant monster's roar. The security officer runs to the back and finds a room full of construction tools. He decides to fight the snakes, and the group joins in, using the tools to fend off the venomous snakes. They manage to push the snakes back, making them to retreat down the building. The security officer uses gasoline to set the snakes on fire, and Tang uses a shotgun to blast the snake off the roof. Just when they think they've won, the giant serpent emerges from the smoke and attacks, tries to kill them. Tang tries to shoot at the snake, but the snake keeps attacking them. The other survivors charge at the snake, but they're easily thrown aside. Seeing this, Tang realizes the only way to stop the snake is to distract it. He tells the security officer to hold off the snake while he gets to the helicopter, and the officer distracts the snake by shooting it. Tang races to the chopper, but his wife and daughter rush toward him. His daughter cries, pleading for him not to go, but Tang smiles and takes off in the helicopter, soaring into the sky. Meanwhile, the snake kills the security officer. The daughter witnesses the officer's death and goes in front of the snake, shouting for it to leave them. But the snake only sees her as another victim. Before it can kill her, Tang distracts the giant snake, drawing its attention toward the helicopter. He flies the chopper straight at the giant serpent, and with a final roar, the helicopter crashes into the snake, causing a massive explosion. Tang and the giant snake are both died in the explosion. The survivors sadly watch as the daughter cries for her father. Tang's wife realizes that he sacrificed himself to save them all. And that's the tragic end of this story. Thanks for watching.